May I come in, sir?
Please.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sirs.
Good morning. Take your seat, Arnav.
Thank you, sir.
How's your kidney stone?
Sir, it's fine now.
Good, good.
Sir, I have received medicine. I went to Sir Gangaram Hospital, and there the doctor was very good. He gave some medicines, and now the stone has passed, so it's fine now.
Good, good. Could you give a quick introduction for the benefit of the panel?
My name is Arnav Mishra, and I belong to Raebareli district from Uttar Pradesh. I have graduated from IIT Jodhpur, and later on worked nearly for an year in Bangalore. So last year I have been selected in civil services and have been allotted DANIPS as the service, along with being selected in UPSC with rank 16 and allocated the position of deputy collector. And in my free time, I like to pursue singing as well as playing guitar as my hobbies, sir.
So Arnav, congratulations on getting selected. And now we look forward to your taking the next step, next level, taking it to the next level.
Yes, sir.
It's rather interesting what you have done for your graduation. Biologically inspired system science. What exactly does this mean?
Sir, it was a newly introduced branch that was first started in IIT Jodhpur itself, and I am the first batch of it. So, sir, the basic core meaning is that we inspire design from biological beings or organisms around us, and we design electronic or engineering systems out of that. Taking a very basic example would be, sir, like the design of birds have inspired aeroplanes in the past. And in the recent times, sir, the artificial intelligence have been very much inspired from the human cognition itself. So similar systems, sir, the basic designing part of that in engineering systems was the branch.
One has been reading and hearing a lot about biodiversity hotspots.
Yes, sir.
What exactly is a biodiversity hotspot?
Sir, biodiversity hotspots have been the designated areas all around the globe which have sufficient number and a large number of organisms, whether plants or animals present. For example, sir, in India also, we have been designated 4 biodiversity hotspots at various places, including the Himalayas as well as the Western Ghats.
I'm looking for a slightly more technical response from you because you have that background. What is the percentage of threatened species, for instance, that kind of thing?
Exact percentage is not coming to my mind, but if you allow, I can take a...
No, please do not guess, and I'll respond to this during the feedback session also.
Okay.
So Raebareli, close to Raebareli in a neighboring district, India's first aviation university has come up. Are you aware?
Sir, Amethi is the closest district where the Indira Gandhi Rashtriya Udan Academy was there, and there the programs for aviation sector have come up.
But what is the name of this university? Aviation, the first aviation university.
Sir, presently I am unaware of it.
Okay. Now, there is an opinion to the effect that a lot of these flagship schemes are launched with a lot of fanfare, right? Yes. You have Swachh Bharat mission, then you have Smart Cities mission. But after some time, there is no mention of these in the newspapers. No one knows what's happening. So, are these just PR stunts? What would be your opinion?
Sir, my opinion would be no. Because sir, even afterwards, sir, these flagship schemes do happen in the day-to-day conversation along with being in the implementation part of the governance, sir. For example, sir, the Swachh Bharat mission has been started a long back, but still it is in all the discourse present. Along with that, sir, the other Jan Kalyan Yojana, for example, Gram Kalyan Yojana was there, and then, sir, Gram Vikas Yojanas were there. So these flagship schemes, Fasal Bima Yojana were there. So, sir, these flagship schemes do have their connect with the people, and people still do follow these schemes, sir, to a larger extent.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Arnav, your subject is sociology. If I say the institution of marriage in India is crumbling, will you agree with me?
Sir, I would say that it is in a phase of change. Sir, the society evolves along with interactions that it has with the global society. Sir, the system is changing. So new forms of marriage are evolving at the present times. But I would not say that it's crumbling.
Okay. what about this live-in relationships, divorce rates going up,
Yes, sir.
and joint family system giving way to?
Yes, sir. Sir, the live-in relationships have been started in India also, and sir, the Honorable Supreme Court has also approved that if the people involved are adults and above 18 years of age, then they get they get involved in the relationships, and it is completely permissible by the law, and the law is obliged to protect them. And sir, regarding the families transitioning from nuclear families, yes, sir, in the modern urban era, sir, it is the requirement of the urbanization that families do transform into the nuclear families. But also, sir, in the modern times, joint family in urban areas are also being seen. The parents do live with their children, and the grandparents are also living along with them, sir.
You think senior citizens are well taken care of in India?
Sir, in the modern context, sir, certain problems have arisen. I would not deny that, but sir, the government is taking efforts towards that, so that because sir, senior section of the people have always been respected in Indian society, but due to the transition, some issues have been occurring. But efforts are being made so that the knowledge, the experience that they have is utilized in the society to build India in the future.
Your BTech was in, like we discussed, in biological inspired system.
Yes.
So, what is the knowledge that you will bring into civil service from this, and how it will be useful?
Sir, first of all, it would be the technical part. So, whether it be any branch, sir, there are certain technological and technical parts of it which could be implemented in the modern times of bureaucracy, because the bureaucracy have been becoming more oriented towards the technology in the modern times. Secondly, sir, multiple problems evolving in the present times. For example, sir, I would say malnutrition is one of the problems. Then, sir, energy crisis is one of the problems. Sir, these kind of technologies can provide solution to them. For example, sir, waste management could be solved through the bioremediation. Then, sir, malnutrition could be solved through food fortification. So, sir, government is also very much oriented towards developing these kinds of new interdisciplinary branches, I would say, sir.
Okay. UP was divided into UP and Uttarakhand.
Yes, sir.
There is further demand for bifurcation or trifurcation of UP.
Yes, sir.
Separate Bundelkhand or Purvanchal. So, what is your view? Creating small states is okay? Is good?
Sir, in the context of Uttar Pradesh, my opinion would be that it's better that the state stays together, because even though there have been minor demands of dividing the states into 3 or 4 parts, but yet Uttar Pradesh as a whole has a congruent culture, has a civilizational link, a historical link, as well as linguistic similarities, which are very much oriented towards how the people there have their feelings attached to them. Along with that, sir, the administrative part of it is also very much integrated. But I would say that if in the later times there are administrative challenges, and if it is not being able to properly govern, then, sir, the government can think over it.
Bundelkhand region is quite underdeveloped, comparatively speaking. But even the developed area like this western UP, they also want a Harit Pradesh.
Sir, certain demand from the side of people have come, but sir, the demands have not been very insistent upon that. There, we have not seen any revolts or something like that. Too much insistence from the people. And sir, yet all the parts of Uttar Pradesh are being connected, whether through it be expressways or whether it be through industrialization or being construction of airports, so that the whole of Uttar Pradesh stays together and stays connected. Because, sir, just like fingers of our palm, when the parts of it are together, then it provides the cultural, historical, and strength to the state, sir, I believe.
And yields a lot of political power as well.
Certainly, sir. Along with the area and the people, sir, the political centers would be there, sir, in Uttar Pradesh.
Okay, Arnav.
Thank you, sir.
I see that you have been doing management training in Campus Student Communities Private Limited. What is this? Campus Students Communities Private Limited. What is this firm?
So this was a student housing company situated in Bengaluru as well as in Mumbai. It started in 2016. Sir, the basic model was that, sir, many students who go for the universities and the universities are not having the residential facilities. So, sir, this company attached with the university so as to build the accommodation for the students, whether it interacting with the students directly or going through with the university so as to provide them the basic facilities of residence, sir.
And what was your role there as a management trainee?
Sir, I have worked nearly 9 to 10 months. So initially I was in the orientation. So there were 9 departments and I was attached to each one of them for some time. Later on, sir, I was attached to the CEO's desk, where my basic work was standardization and research and development for the expansion. Then, sir, for the last 5 to 6 months, I was in the business development department, where my basic role was liaising with other universities and expanding the business model, sir.
This was basically catering to Bangalore or some one particular universities, or in different states or different regions of Karnataka?
Sir, as and when I was working, sir, it was largely situated in Bangalore, aligned with multiple universities, and it had expanded to Mumbai as well.
Okay. You have done your graduation from IIT Jodhpur, right?
Yes, sir.
Is too much, is this proliferation of IITs, is it good or bad? Because you don't see many MITs or many Harvards or good institutions distributing. What is the good part or what is the bad part of it?
Sir, the good parts I would say for the proliferation would be, sir, the education is democratized. Large number of people have the chance to get into the premier institutions. They get to in-hand experience of better education, better curriculum, and better facilities as well that the IITs provide. Sir, the fallouts that need to be plugged are, sir, the infrastructural problems and, sir, financial issues at times do occur. So, sir, if these loopholes are plugged, then overall, sir, it would be a good step to expand these premier institutions so that more and more number of students enroll into them and get into them, sir.
Don't you think that the quality suffers, that there are many IITs, so that the IIT brand suffers?
Sir, the IIT brand...
If there are 100 IITs, it doesn't matter. It is like so many universities.
Sir, initially, yes, I would agree that initially the ranking do fall back because the infrastructure and the facilities are developed in some time. But, sir, overall, sir, after some time, the rankings pick up and the quality of education also picks up. For example, sir, IIT Jodhpur, when it started, it was nearly around 65 in NIRF ranking. But, sir, recently it has upgraded itself to 43rd ranking and it is further expanding its base. So, sir, initially it takes time, but when it develops, then it will be a center of learning, sir, which would be very helpful for India in the future, sir.
Don't you think this kind of IITs, which are basically for engineering, is it a good thing? Because good education is about, as they say, is multidisciplinary, where the knowledge is generated at the junction of different disciplines. So all the disciplines should be there. This kind of dedicated engineering, why not? It should be like university system is all about all the disciplines being together. What is your view?
Sir, I would be saying that IITs as a whole, yes, they are focused towards engineering, but they also have other HSS subjects, as we say, elective subjects, in which the student is provided knowledge of the social aspect, the economic aspect, and other subjects as well, along with, sir, offering degrees like MBA also. So, sir, these kind of vast knowledge, for example, sir, during my graduation, I have opted for gender and society and basics of sociology. Such kind of, sir, social science courses had also been offered so that a multi-dimensional development of the candidate could happen. So, sir, IITs as a brand are also expanding their peculiarness, I would say, from just engineering to a wider segment of education, sir.
These days, you must have seen that the UGC has come up with a draft regulations about allowing foreign university to setting up their campuses here in India. Don't you think that it should be the other way around? We talk about that, why don't our university set up campuses outside India rather than we, is it any good that they are allowing to set up here?
Yes, sir. I would say, sir, the Ministry of Education has expanded this way as well, that the universities from India can also go abroad. it was also mentioned in the education policy that has been recently released. Sir, for example, IIT Delhi would be setting up a campus in UAE so that it expands the branch all over the globe. Sir, it's starting from UAE, but it's planning to expand globally. Similarly, sir, IIT Bombay as well as Kharagpur are planning to expand to other countries, Indonesia and other countries as well. So, sir, I believe this would be a positive step because it will carry the education and the standards that we offer to the whole world.
But don't you think it's a contradictory that we are allowing foreign university to come up here and then we are setting up outside also? What's the purpose?
Sir,
Foreign universities setting up their campuses here.
Sir, I would be saying that students would be getting multiple opportunities so that they can opt for courses that they actually want. Sir, if some kind of the branch is not present in the institutions of India, then they might be getting those education and those branches from the institutes that come to India from outside. Similarly, sir, the students who are studying outside could also get an opportunity to study in these premier institutions or branches that they want to opt for so as to expand.
But these branches are available in most of the Indian universities or in IITs or in engineering colleges. All those branches which foreign universities offer, that will be available. That is available in most of the Indian universities or engineering colleges or medical colleges.
Sir, I believe I would have to delve better upon this, sir, regarding this.
Okay.
I would have to think over it, sir.
Just think over why Indian students go abroad.
Sir, Indian students, sir, broadly go because of the name of the universities as well, because universities like MIT and these have a very big name, so students want to attach themselves to them. Along with that, sir, the quality of education, the curriculum, as well as the facilities that they provide are also very good. So, sir, the student opt for that. And the brand value is also one of the contents, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Arnav,
Yes, ma'am.
let's talk about startups. We have been, saying that many more startups should be there. As a whole, how many startups are there? Do you have that figure in your?
Ma'am, I'm unable to recall the exact figures, but India is the third largest ecosystem and of startups, and we have over 100 unicorns presently.
About 83,000.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Right. So, in the IITs,
Yes.
when the corporate sector went for, campus placement and all,
Yes.
there was this recent study says that most of the IITians are opting out of the campus placement. What could be the reason? And they are opting for civil services and also opting for startups. Startups, I understand, it's a good way of generating employment and also revenue. But the study says that most of the IITians, they opt out of the campus placement because they want to go for civil services. What is the most important convincing reason why people from IIT, there's a subsidy involved, the cost is on the government.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just trying to understand. Tell me why people are opting out of campus placement and going for civil services. They are just saying that we will not go for campus placement. What could be the reason?
Ma'am, the prime reason would be the vast opportunities that being in the civil services provides to interact directly at the ground level with the people, because during the
Why you people are so obsessed with people?
Ma'am, during the graduation part, we have certain subjects of social sciences as well. So even though, ma'am, majority of the students still go to the core of engineering, but 20 to 25% students, I would say, do opt for civil services, because during that engineering part.
No, this is a major study.
Yes,
Recently, it has been. It's a cause of concern that they are opting out of campus placement and opting for civil services. There is a recent study saying that most of the students, given the chance, they don't want to work in the engineering field.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, these are the reasons, like the working at the ground level and the prestige associated with the service, along with the opportunities.
The
to
engineer
work at
has
the
no
ground
prestige.
level. No, ma'am. I would not be saying that. But
I look up at IIT and say, I always say that they are the best.
Ma'am, different students do have their different perceptions about what the prestige would be and which kind of life
So
would
we
they
must
be
do a
taking.
survey of these students and ask them. That's why I was asking you this question.
Yes, ma'am. And ma'am, they also believe that the technical knowledge that they have acquired during the engineering could also be put to better use since the government is becoming more and more technologically oriented. So,
You know, once you are selected, you will undergo a training, and whatever technical knowledge is required of you, you will be provided with that, right?
yes.
Anyway, my colleague was asking you about foreign universities.
Yes, ma'am.
We have a colonial mindset that Oxford is a better university than Delhi University.
Yes, ma'am.
As far as I have studied this subject, I feel that people who do not get admission in Delhi University, the cutoff is so high that affluent people, their children are mediocres. They go abroad and study. The brighter students, they get. What have you to say about this? A child who doesn't get enrolled in Delhi University goes abroad because his father is very rich.
Yes, ma'am. I would say that till the 90s or 2000s, that was the culture that Indian universities at times did have some backlogs that in the infrastructure or in the curriculum. But in the modern times,
No.
ma'am,
My question is very different. I am saying you are not getting admission in Delhi University. Therefore, you are going abroad.
99%.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That is one of the case, ma'am. The students do opt there because of the names and the brands, and if they are
That
of
is one
affluent
thing.
background.
If a child doesn't get admission in Delhi University, then the recourse left to the affluent class is to go abroad, and government is opening these universities. Do read about it. Why government is opening these universities?
Okay.
The main reason is to keep the money here and to make it cost effective for our students. That is the crux of the matter. So your answer should be to the point. You are an engineer. I expect better answers from you. Anyway,
I will.
tell me, you are from UP, you are from Raebareli. What is the one product, one district thing? What is the product selected for Raebareli?
Ma'am, it would be wooden products.
Would be or it is?
Ma'am, it is.
It is. Then say it is.
Yes, ma'am.
Isn't it? Okay. So after selecting this product from Raebareli, whether I'm just asking the output, whether our export of these wood crafts increased, enhanced or not.
Yes, ma'am. The recent reports of the Economic Survey of Uttar Pradesh have delved upon that the exports have further increased of all the ODOPs of the state, whether it be in India or abroad as well. So I would.
What are the more, Purvanchal also is considered as a backward part of UP, right? How we can bring growth there? What are the sectors where we can work upon?
Ma'am, industrialization to a large extent had been missing towards the eastern part or the Purvanchal parts of the Uttar Pradesh. So, ma'am, in the modern times, ma'am, infrastructural developments are there. Then corridors are being made, developmental corridors.
Where is the corridor now?
Ma'am,
The defense corridor?
ma'am, defense corridor has presently not reached to the Purvanchal, but
Also?
ma'am, startups and other.
Don't give me rhetoric answers. Give me an out-of-box solution.
Ma'am, I would say then that involving the local communities of the people in the one district, one product programs, and ma'am, tapping into the traditional potential of the people or the industries.
If I were you, I would say tourism. Banaras, Allahabad,
Yes, ma'am.
Gorakhpur, Ayodhya, the Buddhist circuit in Kushinagar. Tourism can be
Yes,
one of the reasons which can catapult Purvanchal,
Yes,
isn't
ma'am.
it? That's it.
Thank you, ma'am.
You write surname as MISHRA.
Yes, ma'am.
Few write MS MISRA. So why there's a differentiation in the same surnames?
Ma'am, there have been different pronunciations. So according to the pronunciations, the naming of the surname also changes, ma'am. But the core of the surname would be the same.
Okay. You said you are the first batch which did this, a biological inspired system from the IIT.
Yes.
So don't you think the first batch are always the experimental batch?
Yes, ma'am. I would agree to certain extent because very new courses as well as new curriculums was introduced in our times. So yes, it would be called an experimental batch.
Okay. So what led you to do this particular subject? Was it the IIT, you were getting into IIT, or was it the subject which was a new subject?
Ma'am, both could be the reasons because when I filled preference, then there was a certain kind of preference that this branch is being newly introduced. So when I filled the preferences and as per my rank, I had been allocated, ma'am, the IIT as well as the branch.
Okay. So you have an optional as sociology?
Yes.
So earlier we used to have a concept called poor class and the rich class.
Yes.
Nowadays a new concept has come up, a middle class.
Yes.
Now another concept has added into that, new middle class. So how is the differentiation has come up in the society?
Ma'am, the new middle class, the definition exactly, I am aware of the new middle class that you are mentioning, ma'am. The earlier also, ma'am, there were the lower classes, the middle classes and the upper classes. This kind of distinction was present before the industrialization era as well. But after the industrializations, ma'am, these classes became more fused together as well as more differentiated from each other at times. So based upon the economy, based upon their earnings, ma'am, these classifications have happened based upon how they interact with the modes of productions in the society. These classes have been distinguished.
Okay, so you're aware with the new middle class concept, right?
Ma'am, I am unaware presently in new middle class.
Okay, no issues. So this recently a concept called work from home has started.
Yes.
So do you think the concept of work from home has affected the organization's structure?
Yes, ma'am. The social organization of work presently has been affected after the times of Corona. The work from home culture has affected the family, the institution of marriage, and all those social institutions present. So we have seen those changes, ma'am, in the society, I would
So
say.
is it a good concept or a bad concept?
Ma'am, it has multiple advantages in the society. For example, the people get the benefit that they can work from anywhere and they can work from outside as well. So they have the advantage, and multiple working options are an advantage. The women also have the advantage, so that they can pursue the work from home. But ma'am, certain disadvantages have also appeared during the times of Corona.
Okay, my last question. You somewhere mentioned about NIRF rankings.
Yes.
So what are the criteria for the NRIF rankings?
Ma'am, there are total 6 of criterias, and ma'am, the number of PhD students, the number of papers published from the university, the number of exchange students, and ma'am, presently I could come up with these 3.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Arnav, that brings us to the end of your formal interview. We will now give the feedback and also some practical tips. When is the interview?
Sir, it would be in the second phase.
Right, so you have lots of time. Arnav, important to recognize that this is not a test of knowledge, it's a test of your officer-like traits, right? So they'll be looking at your self-confidence, poise, conceptual clarity, ability to lucidly explain something, these kind of things. Questions are likely to come from various sources, but no one can predict, right? But mainly from your subject, career, then current events and DAF,
Yes, sir.
right? So what I would suggest you do, take about 80-90 of these A4 size pages and make a question bank, roughly about say 250 odd questions, all flowing from these areas,
Okay.
and then make bullet points as answers after thoroughly studying the subject.
Okay.
It should not be a kind of half-baked response.
Okay.
You should thoroughly acquaint yourself with the question, with the subject, topic, and then make those bullet points. Then don't memorize them, internalize them.
Okay.
And that you do by practicing in front of a mirror, that if this kind of question comes, then this is how I will respond.
Okay.
Make it short, concise, to the point. No one wants a huge essay-like response. Okay. Which are the TV channels you're seeing?
Sir, presently Rajya Sabha TV or Sansad TV.
WION is also good.
Beyond also, sir, I do.
Good.
Sir, that.
And which are the newspapers you're reading?
Sir, the Hindu, Indian Express, and Dainik Jagran, sir, local newspaper.
Okay. But you have to be ironclad on certain areas. Like DAF, you have to be ironclad. And I asked you about the aviation university. I mean, that's bang next door. Rajiv Gandhi,
Yes, sir.
National University of Aviation. I asked you about biodiversity hotspots. You were unable to give me the exact answer. So these, these will show that your preparation has not been up to the mark.
Okay.
You have everything going for you. I mean, please recognize firstly that you are coming from a very good space.
Okay.
There are lakhs of candidates who are giving it time and again. I know one who was giving it for the 11th time.
Yeah.
And they don't have a job. They are basically parasites. Here you have a very good job in hand. All that you are wanting to do is to go to the next level, but be prepared for the fact that the bar is raised now. They'll be looking whether you have those qualities which can take you to the next level.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All the best. You'll do very well.
Something called emotional,
Yes, sir.
and there is something called logical.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Your emotional, this thing is to keep UP together. You should give pros and cons. Smaller states are better administered, development is faster, yeah, and the disadvantages. They are not sustainable, blah, blah. Don't just say, no, it should be together.
Okay.
If that would have been so, then there wouldn't have been these demands for Purvanchal, for Harit Pradesh and for Bundelkhand.
Yes, sir.
And even for Uttarakhand also, there are a lot of opposition to Uttarakhand to be separated. But I think Uttarakhand is doing well.
Yes, sir.
Pace of development is faster.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay. Now, this congratulations, you have got into DANIPS, you said, no?
Yes, sir.
And also UP Civil Service. Yeah. But my personal view is there is no need for you to say that.
Okay.
One, the bar is raised. Second thing, there they may say, when you have got into UP Civil Service, why IAS? Or DANIPS, then why again? Things like that.
Sir, sir, if I may add, sir, this point I have been discussing with multiple people. Some were suggesting that I should mention it in the DAF, but
It is in the DAF. If some member picks up, then it's all right.
Sir, it is not mentioned in the DAF because the DAF came
Your
afterwards.
optional pages,
Yes.
you have not opted, so that is obvious that you are already somewhere, no? You have given 5 options.
Yes,
1,
ma'am.
2,
Somebody will pick up the thread because you have given only 5 options. And my impression, have you heard of a bowling machine in cricket?
Sir, whom?
Bowling machine.
Machine.
Oh, yes.
It will throw a ball and
Yes, sir.
your interview went something like that. We are throwing a ball and you are reacting.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I should take a pause, sir. I think.
Yeah. Take a pause, assimilate other members,
Yes, sir.
and give a relaxed. You are quite stiff.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, from my side, in the last, how many, what were your marks in the interview?
So 168.
168. So good, Mother. That way you just have to get more, you can raise it up to 200 plus with a little bit more preparation.
Yes, sir.
As the sir has guided you.
Yes, sir.
That should be there. So that is important. Another thing I just wanted to say, because generally we ask some questions which must be there in the current topics most of the time or related to your depth. You should be logical, not as sir has rightly pointed out, that emotional kind of thing. Both plus and minuses, and the 2 or 3 important from that perspective you should know. Whether it's foreign university, allowing foreign university to set up. All government does may not be good. So you have to see the critique of that also.
Okay.
and see that government has come out. There are positive aspects, there can be negative aspects, there may not be there.
Yes, sir.
So you have to go through that. All these are available here. Nothing great. Somebody is writing this, somebody is writing that, and go by the your as sir was saying, internalizing the. So you have to discuss with yourself that what you are saying is just is it correct? You just go into deep. So that depth is required.
Okay.
Not like normal answer kind of things, because then you raise the expectations, your performance improves. Otherwise, normal questions, normal answers will not be suffice. Then you'll be getting this 160 kind of thing only.
Yes, sir.
So, and just see that this, for example, foreign students go there. Why? Ma'am has pointed out that this is one of the one of the thing is there that India's higher education is very competitive. Good universities is very difficult to get.
Yes, sir.
It's government fault also that somebody has to score 99 plus kind of to come into Delhi universities. Yeah. But then further, you can say that teaching of Delhi university may not be that great. Even after getting it so competitive, the teaching may not be of that standard. That is also there. Harvard teaching will be, people are going because they can, once they can afford to.
Yes, sir.
But then they are known. They are not known for just like that.
Yes, sir.
There are reasons why they are known for. Their students, their faculty, the way they teach, their teaching methods.
Yes, sir.
So that is also there. So you have to have those plus and minus both.
Okay.
And then there is a higher quality of life over there. People, they don't just want to go there. They want to settle also there. Most of them want to settle there.
Yes, sir.
They go only to study and settle
That's
there.
true.
Yes, sir. That happens.
And those people will not come to, will be studying in the campus here, because here the quality of life will more or less remain the same after job, after study.
Yes, sir.
So that is one of the main reasons why people want to go from India to Western countries. There's a higher quality of life, especially women.
Yes, sir.
The kind of independence, the kind of sense of security they will get. So that is also there.
Yes, sir.
So that all this is there. So you have to just go into depth
Yes, sir.
on
I
the
will,
crucial issues which are going.
Okay.
And since you're, as you're saying that your interview will be, when is your interview?
Sir, it would be in
The
the
second
second
phase.
phase.
Second phase.
After 10th March.
So all these current topics will be there, budget will be there, so you
Yes,
should
sir.
prepare for the budget, etc.
Yes, sir.
Very well. Priorities, what should be the emphasis, that what does government spends on, all these things you should be prepared for.
Definitely, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Arnav,
Yes, ma'am.
you have been selected for UP. You have been selected in UP, na?
Yes, ma'am.
As a deputy collector. You haven't joined anywhere, na?
Not right now. The training have not come, but it would be coming, I think, in the first week of February for the deputy collector, and for DANIPS it would be 3rd of April.
3rd of April. Okay. Because you are already selected for UP as a deputy collector, your knowledge base on UP
Yes, ma'am.
is very shallow.
Okay.
You can study about UP, go to the website, go to the UP government website. You know, if you match up your answers with figures,
Yes.
that would add value to, you have to add value to your interview in the sense that you are aspiring to get another 40 marks, right? To make it to the top, right? So then sir asked about the name of the university. Same way, my answers were the answers which you gave. Purvanchal, you have to think about it. Purvanchal is a great place for tourism, isn't
Yes,
it?
ma'am.
I came out with this answer. You did not tell me this. You have to be area specific. Which area has the potential for what?
Yes,
We are already developing it as a Ramayana circuit,
Yes,
Buddhist circuit. You could have said this. Then by the time you have the interview, the investor summit will already
Yes, ma'am.
take place in February itself. So, what are the takeaways? Total, how much investment is coming in? What did the study group which went of the civil servants went abroad to study the feasibility of bringing foreign direct investment, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So all that, UP is going to be a 1 trillion economy. That's what they are claiming to
Yes,
be.
ma'am.
So all that, UP is in the news every day. So all that you have to brush
Yes,
up,
ma'am.
right?
I will brush
And
up.
budget you can brush up. You're a very bright person, so you just don't be complacent about, things and put up your best foot
Yes,
forward, right?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Only just to add one thing, plus you're optional because apart from all that, you have a sociology as an optional.
Yes,
So a lot of questions can come up from that also.
All the best.
All the best.